Hi tappers! I've gotten some requests lately to tap together, so I'm going to do a series of videos where we do just that. I'm going to combine a few of my instructional videos and show the flow that I've given you on here before. If you are new to the channel, welcome. You may want to go back and watch from the start of what I've posted. The videos certainly build on each other and the information is still highly valid. We are nearing Halloween, a holiday known for both terrifying things being embodied and for all beautiful and wondrous fantasy to come to life. So let's do a tapping in honor of both of those. This video, let's do terrifying. It doesn't have to correlate with Halloween. We are going to easily flesh out some limiting beliefs really quick with a bubble graph. We're going to put in the center the subject of what we're looking for, in this case, fear. Then surround it with bubbles of thoughts, memories, anything that comes up when we think of fear. Now, I sped this part up so that you're not just sitting watching me write my thoughts down. Take as much time here as you need, but don't overwhelm yourself. You can have time to add to it later. I would suggest not going more than 10 bubbles at once because you're going to need to track all of them through this process. So limit yourself a little bit now just so that you don't get overwhelmed. Now that we have that, let's give each a SUD score. I have a video all about SUD scores that you can check out, but basically it's how triggered each is, with 0 being not at all and 10 being the most it possibly could be. When you look at it, when you think of it, how triggered do you feel? So you see, I didn't take a long time to think about what number. I read the word or the phrase and I wrote down the first number that came to my mind and I went on. Could it be wrong? I guess, but that first impulse usually is pretty close, and if you sit and think about it, you're gonna wear yourself out and you're likely to put close to that same number, if not that same number exactly, anyway. So just trust yourself, move through it pretty quickly. It's not necessary that you get the exact decimal point percentage of how you're feeling triggered in that particular area. Now we have a decision to make. We can go for the one that has the highest beginning number, or we can go for the one that is standing out the most right now, which may not be the same one. I'll go with this one. So I'm going to note my SUD score, and you do the same. So put yours in the comments below before we begin. So now let's tap. Notice I don't need any history of it. I don't need you to go into it or me to go into it. We can just begin tapping. If my words while we tap don't match exactly what you want to say, change the words to be a better fit for you. So are you ready? Follow my tapping, repeat my words out loud or in your head. Even though I feel fear about helping my daughter to be heard, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm afraid she's going to end up with limiting beliefs because other people aren't giving her what she needs, and I can't help that, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though I highly validate my daughter and give her so much love every day, I'm afraid that that won't be enough for her to grow into a strong individual. But I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This fear for my daughter, this fear of others hurting my daughter, I want to have control to protect her. But I don't. I do everything I can. But I'm not sure it's enough. And I feel so sad when I think about her growing up and feeling the same way I did before I found help. Oof. I really don't want that. I wonder what percentage of her life is that I'm concerned about versus what percentage of her life she's supported. What percentage of people in her life are a detriment to her? And what percentage of people in her life support her, love her, see her, enjoy her? Wow. And that I have been very key in. I have been very careful about who is around my daughter and what influence I invite into her circle. I've had to fight hard for it. Very hard. But she's got it. She's got it. She's got that support. It's happened. I can't be everybody, but I acknowledge that I have been very key in providing the environment that she thrives in. And I'm so grateful to the other people who've been involved in that. And as far as the percentage goes, maybe 2%. 2%. That she consistently talks about that's hard for her. Very small influence. I think she just might be okay. And maybe I've done enough after all. I mean, I'm going to keep going. She's not grown yet. Maybe I can give myself a bit more of a pat on the back. Fear for my daughter. Gratitude for where my daughter is, for her community, for her people. Okay, let's check back in. Did you notice a shift in my wording and breathing and my body language? What about in your own? Now, those are all signs of physiological movement that occurs during tapping. Now, I'm going to recheck all of my SUD scores on here since they're all connected to each other. I want to see if working on this one has shifted any others. So I'll check back in on my target SUD score, bouncing between a 2 and a 1. I'm going to put 1. Even a 0. Yeah. So that's where I am now. How about you? Put in the comments below where you put your beginning, comment on that, and put your ending SUD score. Now, I want to get my target limiting beliefs down to a 1 or a 2. They seem to be able to resolve themselves pretty well when they are that low. Let's check in on the rest of the SUD scores, shall we? So this is giving me a really good mapping of where tapping on this one specific thing has touched on the others, but also what it didn't touch, so that I have a better idea of maybe where I want to start next time. Okay, tappers, we can call that a win, or we can choose another and keep going. I will end the video here, but please let me know how this went for you and what movement you experienced in your SUD scores and in your interactions with your fear. Thanks for tapping with me, and I'll see you soon for another tapping session.